Hello, parents and professionals. You join me today in my lounge. Here's what I'm here to talk to you about today. I wanted to share with you my thoughts around creativity versus rules, because I think that there is a fine and interesting balance to be had. The reason why this is in the forefront of my mind is because quite recently I found a piece of work from when I was doing my nursery nurse training way back in 1995. This was the first ever project that I did whilst I was on my diploma course, so I would have been 16 years old. Back then, I was writing because I was at college and I didn't really have a lot of choice in the matter. That was what I needed to do to be able to get through the course that I was doing and to prove that I understood what was going on. But these days, I write for pleasure. And I enjoy sharing my thoughts, and I enjoy finding the right ways to be creative and also good-humoured in the work that I produce for people that have to read it. Back then, I didn't see what I was doing as enjoyable necessarily. I didn't hate doing it, but it was a chore. I have written this as a 16-year-old on my very first project, which was about creativity. And I wanted to share it with you because now I'm reading it going, wow, you're a freaking genius. There's like a genius 16-year-old. Where did these ideas come from? Because I don't know if I'm just reading it in a different way now, but I will explain to you the meaning that I now take from what I have written. This was the closing paragraph to the introduction to my project about creativity way back in 1995. You do not need to be intelligent to play creatively because there are no rules to creative play. Problems that an intelligent person may answer as right or wrong may be solved by a more creative person in a different personal way, considering new thinking routes where all results are acceptable. Creativity cannot be taught. It is a state of mind. I'm like, huh? She knew some stuff. So here's the thing. Now I am interpreting what I said there, and I don't know if I meant it in that way back then, but what I'm reading in what I said there is, let children have the freedom to explore, and let's not always put frameworks and rules around what they do, particularly when it comes to being creative. And I suppose that I'm conscious in terms of the way that children are typically educated these days. There are many, many frameworks. There are many specific goals and measures that need to be achieved. There are many different criterias that they have to meet. There are many different convincers that they have to show that their development is progressing in the way that it should be. And sometimes I think when we are a little too regimented about the result that we're aiming for, and when we are a bit too regimented about how you do what you do, it can prevent you from developing your own independent thought. And really that's what creativity is about. So I know, for example, with maths, maybe maths is something where there's some limitations around creativity. Perhaps maths isn't something that you automatically think of when you think about being creative. But the fact is, in terms of solving mathematical problems, there is very often more than one way to do it. So I went to see the movie The Incredibles a little while ago, and there's a scene where the dad is working with the son on a maths problem, and he gets to the correct answer. So the dad's working it out and he gets to the correct answer and he says, this is how you do it. And then the boy said, that's not how you do it anymore. You have to do it in this way. And the dad says, when did they change maths? Like, how can you change the rules on that? So even something like maths lends itself to the opportunity for you to be creative about how you solve your problems. But when we have all of these parameters in place that say, no, you need to show your problem solving as being done like this, perhaps what that does is kind of disables a child or young person's free thinking and problem solving skills and ways to be able to get to the same solution via a different route. Is it just me? But I think that having the ability to find your own way and to develop ways of solving problems is a better skill to have than knowing what instructions to follow. I mean, think about it in its simplest possible form. If you are an adult who has grown up thinking that there are always set ways to do things, if for some reason that particular modality is no longer available to you, you know, if you always go to Birmingham via the M1 and then it's shut, what do? You're suddenly in this position perhaps of slight anxiety because you've got to figure out another way and you'd never explored other ways before. Creativity gives us the opportunity to look at things from different angles and to do things in different ways. And maybe we will get to where we're supposed to get to, but maybe we will end up somewhere else that is far more beautiful and appealing than Birmingham. Nothing wrong with Birmingham, except it always rains when I go there. Be conscious of the rules and the frameworks that you are giving and give room for creativity to happen. Don't start with an outcome in mind with everything that you do, which is a very non-NLP thing to say, because when we talk about goals, we talk about having an outcome for everything that you do. But sometimes you just want to be creative for creativity's sake. Sometimes it's a good idea to let your young person dabble, you know, to fiddle around with stuff, to tinker and see where the ideas take them. I think creativity offers a huge amount of learning opportunities for young people, and we shouldn't be stifling that with too many rules and too many frameworks. Let them bend the rules from time to time and let them find their own ways of doing things. And in doing so, you never know, they might teach you a thing or two. Thank you so much for watching today. It's been a pleasure to speak to you. If you like this video, then go ahead and like the video with a thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed to the NLP for Kids channel, be sure to do so by hitting the red subscribe button before you leave, and then click all so that you get notified the next time that I upload a video. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.